Welcome back to Daytime. For anyone who might be in the IT business and is looking to get out and get more into their artistic side maybe, this next guest is someone who will definitely motivate you. We have Anna Yin here today, who has actually won a Marty Award for 2010 for Emerging Literary Arts. She's an amazing poet and has just come out with a book of poems called Wings Toward Sunlight. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you both.
No problem. So why don't we start off with, how did it feel to, I mean, you've won quite a few awards, but a Marty Award, that is an amazing award to receive. What did that feel like when you found out you won that?
I felt very confident and I felt blessed because I know there has many talented artists in Mississauga and also in the world. So among with them, I feel so proud.
I can imagine.
Now, you're from an IT background. Computer science was something that you took in school. That was your major. How did you convert from IT into poetry?
Well, I started writing in 2004. That time, I just want to improve my English. And I never knew I could be a poet. One night after I read a story, The Emperor's New Clothing, to my son, I felt sad. I felt lost because as adults, we were not like a child to speak out the truth. So I want to express my true feeling. It came out as a poem.
Oh, wow.
And I felt happier. Although it's not a good poem, I felt happier. So I continued writing. On my journey, a lot of people encouraged me. So in 2005, I got an award.
Wow, that's amazing.
So,
that's how it all started.
Yeah, people ask me why did I write. My answer is because it made me happy. But I found the true answer in the preface. John B. Lee wrote for my book, Wings Toward Sunlight. And he said the poetry is like a mirror to reflect your inner world and also connect to the outside world. So as a humor, I have two sides. One side is very romantic. The other side is reality. So as a computer work, I'm very logical. But the poetry completes me because the world of imagination gives me the great freedom. So I could be anything. I could write anything, and like the wings, like the bird have wings to grow.
That's right.
Yeah, to fly. So.
Now, so you were saying most of your inspiration for these kind of poems comes from your emotions in your everyday life.
Yeah.
Do you usually just come home and then think of what's happened to you the day or how you're feeling, or what is your writing process like?
It's various. Sometimes when I'm driving, some thoughts come out. Sometimes when I see a movie or read a book, or like see some nature things, like for example, like a dandelion or raindrop, everything can inspire me. So it's like amazing because also when you find the poetry, writing, you feel the world is changed. You see things different.
Right.
So that's what makes me very happy. Like your soul stand ajar. Then you see different things.
Now, you spent such a vast time of your life, such a huge part of it in China. Do you find that it was the transfer to coming into Canada, all of the emotions from leaving one country and coming into another, and what Canada has to offer that brought these emotions out and made you feel like you can now express them?
Exactly, yes, because a lot of people thought I get benefit from both culture. And what I writing is very fresh and unique. I have a different voice from here and unique voice. Because Chinese culture is different, very different. Sometimes we hold up our feelings. So when I express it, use English, then I needed to use different way. For example, in my poem, I always use nature images to express my feeling. And when you read these images, it evoke kind of a feeling and kind of emotion outside. So this is the difference.
Right. Now, you've actually translated other people's poems, especially from Humber College. Do you think that you've actually decided to translate those because you want other people who are maybe trying to express themselves from different countries to be able to have that same experience that you have had?
In fact, this is a request from a teacher, an instructor from Humber College. And because I translated one poem of his friends and also published it, so he asked me if I could help to translate some Canadian poet's poem and to let the international students to know the history of Canada. So that's why I did that.
That's wonderful.
Now, your book, I mean, it must be very special to you. What is the most, memorable part about this book? What is what you find most unique and closest to your heart?
Through writing, I find myself, a true self, and also I found the beauty there, also in the nature world and in other people's. So I wrote everything. It's like connect to my inner and outside. For example, it's like a awakened person, and you see everything has a soul. For example, a table has a soul, a chair, and also the water, the river. So it's like let me wonder. The life is so beautiful. That's what amazing.
Well, these poems sound absolutely amazing, and we'd love to actually hear one of them if you'd like to read one for us from your book.
Yes, I will read one.
Sure. What is this one about?
Yeah, maybe I will read.
Well, yes, read it and then we'll interpret from there.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
sounds good.
Twilight. I awake to listen, as a still hill glows in twilight. Waves from the faraway ocean cradle me. Warm breezes stir highland reeds. A water lily, in her own petaled refreshing, rippling in crimson, vanishes into the dawning light. Wow. So it's more like awakening the water lily, see her reflection and the lighting up. So it's like this feeling.
And you can really see how your emotion is in that. Even
That's
when
right.
you just read such a small poem, it really does evoke quite a bit of emotion. I even got some relaxation out of that from a lot of the different images that came out. Do you find that different people interpret your poetry differently?
Yeah, exactly, because I also have another poem, Mirror and the Window and the Mirror. So it's like the window talk to the mirror. So another people interpret it as like your soul, like a window is your eyes, mirror is your heart. So it's kind of like outside, inside your like self to talk to each other.
Talk to each other.
Other people also interpret it as like a country. Like a country has like two ways. One voice want to open the door. Another voice, no, we want to close.
Well,
Thank
it's
you
great
so
that
much,
everyone
Anna.
can look up this book and hopefully interpret it in their own way. For more information, you go to annapoetry.com.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.